Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you, and you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr.
Toi.
Yes, sir. Nice and smooth as always.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling today, brother?
I'm all right. Finally on vacation.
Yes.
My birthday's next week, so I took off until the 23rd, trying to just relax and, relax, bro.
Yeah, relax and enjoy life, man.
Yeah.
Get a chance to reset.
That part.
Any big plans for your vacation?
Other than,
Relaxing?
Not really. Like, I kind of want to go to Mesquite because I heard they got like a spa up there, so, just get some self-care in and then probably just go to dinner with the homies and then chill at the crib, just drink a little big game, just, vibes.
Right.
So,
Yeah, no, I feel that. Get back to what you want to, let go of what you don't need to worry about, and your job will be there when you get back. Don't worry about them.
100%. Yeah. Exactly. Also, shout out to Bank of Money. Appreciate y'all for celebrating my birthday. That shit means a lot. So thank you.
Yes. Shout out to them for sure. So today's, ladies and gentlemen, we have just a simple episode for you guys today. So I'm just going to try to build the narrative for how I got to it.
Okay.
See, I was trying to think of the word for it. I couldn't think of the correct word. Lay out the foundation, I guess. Mm-hmm. So recently for New Year's, so my Christmas present to myself, it was this book set called The Daily Stoic. Stoic. Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Thank you. The Daily Stoic. So The Daily Stoic is written by Ryan Holiday and Stephen H. So you guys can look that up. But so what this book right here is one of those daily books. It's a box set. So one book is a daily message that you read every single morning, and it just gives you something to think about for the day, something to help you focus on, just a small message for you to help get through the day, and just to help you become a better person, a human being in this life that we're living today. Mm-hmm. And one of the messages that I got, let me go back, sorry. The second part of the box set is a journal. So the journal goes right with the day that you're reading. So you should read, and then you should write into the journal as well, and it'll just give you like a prompt for a question you should focus on for the day. So my first week of it, they had a great prompt that I thought would be amazing for a podcast episode. And I can't remember the exact title, and I'm not about to go flip through the pages to figure it out. But I do know what they were... I do have the questions written down that they were, the mindset written down that they were trying to share in the book for that day. Mm-hmm. So one of the things they were talking about is they were talking about 3 things that all the Stoics should know, right? Mm-hmm. I said it right, Stoic. All the Stoics should know. So first thing is control your perception. Second thing is direct your actions properly. The third thing is willing to accept what is outside your control. And I think that is something that we touched on for sure on different episodes throughout all the episodes we've done, probably in different aspects. But I feel that it would be good to, touch on those again, definitely back to back to back today.
Right, in a more focused type of sense.
Exactly, the more focused type of sense. So that's all we're really going to focus on today is each point. So let's just go ahead and start off with the first one, which is control your perception. So when I say that, bro, like what comes to your mind when you hear control your perception?
I would say like not ignoring your emotions about like whatever is happening within the moment per se, but being able to separate yourself from it and try to take it as objective as possible. So for instance, like somebody bumps into you and you spill your coffee on yourself. And it's like, instead of just taking it as like, it is an unfortunate situation, but instead of like perceiving it as somebody did it on purpose, or my whole day is fucked up because I spilled this coffee on me, right? Just be like controlling your perception on not making it a bigger deal than it is.
Right, exactly.
Now with that, I know there's like a bit of a caveat in saying that, because I mean, how do you gauge how important it is to you? But I think that's something you definitely need to just sit down and figure out for yourself.
Right, exactly.
Because you need to understand what's important to you or what matters to you the most, but also realize, I mean, is there other options past that? And I feel like that all just kind of goes into controlling your own perception on what's going on around you.
Right. No, and I agree with that for sure, because a lot of times we take things personal that we don't need to be taken personal.
Exactly.
And that right there is our perception. We have the perception that, oh, this person is trying to attack me. Or this person is, like you said, they bumped into me, they trying to make me spill my coffee. They don't like me, let me fight this person.
Right.
No, you have the negative perception right now. And we need to learn to control that and turn it to a positive light. Like you said, more objective light. So for example, the person cuts you off. They probably didn't cut you off because you're driving slow. They're probably cut you off because they're in a rush.
Yeah. And
they're trying to get somewhere, So it's like control your perception. I think Greg, Mr. Elliott, shout out to Greg, he said it last time greatly in his last episode that we had with him. But he was saying that, if somebody doesn't do something that they said they would do, he was expecting them to do, he always comes up with the worst, best case scenario for that person of why this didn't happen.
The best benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
Exactly, the best benefit of the doubt that he can possibly do to give him a sense of understanding of it's okay.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's not the best, maybe it could be something as, this person didn't show up today because he forgot to put in the calendar, he forgot about me. But then it could go to, well, you know what, he probably didn't put in his calendar because he has so much other stuff going.
Right.
And, he probably forgot to call me back and say that he couldn't do this today. So I'm just going to assume that he just forgot it and move on to it,
Right.
And I feel that, I talked with Mr. Adam from Adam. Shout out his seminar coming up, Unlock Your Bliss Blueprint. Make sure you guys check it out and join up if you want to learn something new. But I was talking to him yesterday, and he talked about how we have a lot of perceptions in our minds that we try to live out to make happen. So, for example, we assume that our loved ones don't truly love us because they don't treat us the way that we expect them to treat us. So we assume that, we're not loved and, we're not doing something right, or we're not special enough. So let me do something to get this attention, or do whatever I have to do to make me feel what I want to feel. But then one thing he said was like, you need to start back though before you even go to how you feel, to what is your perception of what's going on right now?
Yeah. Because
you're assuming that, the crush you've been talked to doesn't want to call you because they hate you and you're not that attractive and you're actually a loser. When all in reality, he or she had a long day. Yeah. And they're tired and, or shoot, they probably dropped their phone today and broke it and can't call you. You know what I'm saying? But you having that negative perception is just going to hurt you more.
Right. And potentially like ruin that relationship, friendship, workship or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. So like me personally, talking from personal experience, I have that a lot. When people say something to me, sometimes I take it to heart more than I should have. Or when I don't expect them to treat me the way I expect them, I take it to heart more than I should have. But I've been literally learning to step back. Like, man, everybody has their own lives, their own mindset. Nobody's you. Nobody's me. Nobody can be me. Me and Dom have the same blood, but we're two different people at the end of the day. You know, so it's like, let me change my perception and start to look at it as, no, I know I'm loved. I know I'm appreciated, because this person always shows it. They're just not showing it right now in this moment. It may be something going on with them. Maybe I need to show them some more love.
Yeah.
You know, switch that perception up. And, you know, one of my favorite quotes from John Maxwell: if we change the way we look at the world, the things we look at will change.
Yeah,
you know.
100%.
So that's one thing that I feel that the daily Stoic, I'm trying to make sure I say it right from now on, is teaching me for sure. And I think PJ touched on that a little bit too. I've been hanging out with PJ a lot more, and he was he honored the way I think sometimes, because, you know, I go to trivia and I know I'm not the best reader. You know, but at the same time, my perception is every time I come here and I try to read and I try to do this, I'm getting better.
Right.
So let me change my perception that I'm in here fucking up and making people lose money too. I'm in here growing, and these people admire that I'm in here trying, and that's why they want to keep coming back. They want to see how good I get.
Right.
You know, whatever the obsession is for you. You know. So
I was gonna say, it kind of going off of when we tried to record the episode earlier this week, and I read a couple of the pages too, because one of them was like, it was like the 10th and the 11th, right? And one of them was something along the lines, if you want to be stable, and then the next day it was like, if you don't want to be stable, and it was like explaining the difference between the two. And I feel like it's important to understand that how detrimental it can be when you're perceiving the wrong things.
Exactly. So
and how unsettled you can get because of it. Like, for example, like some people will really, and it's crazy. Okay, I'm all over the place. But even just today at church, you know, he brought up Isaiah 14, 18 to 19. And it was like, forget the former things. Forget the former things. See that I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? If you keep looking in the past, if you keep looking at the problem, then, I mean, that's what your whole reality is going to be shaped around. And the constant frustration that you're just going to get from it. Yeah, objectively it sucks. But, I mean, you can spin it any other different type of way, whether it's towards yourself or the people around you. And I think towards yourself is also an important part.
Exactly.
Because that affects your self-esteem and how you interact with others around you. Beautiful. Yeah, you may, you know, look outside and, that was another thing that was said in the book, right? So when you focus on the things that are outside of yourself, you become more unsettled because you're focusing on the things, which we'll get to later, that you can't control, rather than focusing and analyzing your thoughts and how you're reacting to see, you know, what you can do about the situation or the things that is under your control.
Right.
So
exactly. And then I want to touch on something else you said too when you was quoting the verse. I didn't get the exact quote, but you pretty much said, let go of the old because I'm doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it? Yeah. And a lot of people, you're holding on to the old for so long that you can't perceive the new.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, my favorite, not my favorite line. The funniest line I always hear from females is, niggas ain't shit. You know, all the dudes I mess with ain't shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you perceiving though? You know, are you looking at every single dude as in he's not shit, but he gonna give me what I want tonight, so I'm gonna accept it?
Bro.
Or are you gonna open up the mind and say, you know what, this is a whole new person. He's gonna bring different things to the table. Yeah. Let me see what he has before I even get to the assumption that this dude was nothing. Because everybody has their own separate flaws.
Yes.
But you just put them all together to say that, oh, I'm the problem, or nobody can treat me right.
And to keep like expand upon further on that, right? Like sometimes you're not even bringing all of that stuff from the past and putting it onto this person, but because you're so used to being because you're so focused on seeing the bad that you're just focusing of the flaws of that person.
And you're waiting for it.
And you're waiting for it, but then you're also not acknowledging the good things that they also have themselves that may outweigh that bad that you're just focusing on. If you're just seeing the red instead of seeing the blues, the greens, and the yellows in the same picture, then, I mean, of course you're just only going to see red and feel angry and feel some type of way.
Exactly. No, for real. And that's exactly, like, I see it on flag football all the time. Like, the kids be out there, I knew I was going to miss that pass. And it's like, how'd you know that? You know what I'm saying? You threw it in your mind a long time ago that you can't catch. You know, like, you keep telling yourself you can't catch. I'm trying to tell you can catch. You know what I'm saying? You can. You have to change that perception and tell myself, I'm a great wide receiver.
And exactly as God was saying, like, yo, forget the former things, forget what you were thinking in the past, forget the negative talk that you talking about right now, and focus on what I'm trying to tell you and give you in the first place.
Exactly.
It's okay in the gym, right? Just another example. If you getting on this bench and you're like, man, I'm just really not feeling this today. I guess I'm just not going to. I feel like I'm just not going to hit this set or whatever. Well, you already defeated that whole set. You already defeated this whole workout with yourself just by having that thought instead of just coming in. Okay, I don't feel well. I objectively, I just don't feel well, but I'm gonna do my best on the account of how I feel to pump this iron as best as possible.
Exactly. And that right there is like perception to the
perception.
T. You know what I'm saying? You either shoot yourself in the foot or you give yourself that clap on the back.
Because again, fact of the matter, you just don't feel good, but what are you going to do with that?
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's raining outside, but what are you going to do with it? Are you going to say, oh, because I'm not going to do nothing because I can't do it in the rain? Or are you going to be like, it's a beautiful rainy day, I'm going to take advantage, listen, read. Shit, this is my reason to call out of work to take me day. Whatever the case may be, you can find a positive outturn to it. So that's like something I always highly promote to our people. You control your mind. You know, you control your thoughts, actions, reactions, starting with your thoughts. You know, control those. Control your perception of the world. If you don't think the world is dark and everybody's against you, because the more you think of it, the more you attract it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to change your perception and understand that I may not be where I want to be, but I'm getting better every single day. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful perception. Like, you gave the truth, but then you're also giving another truth that may not be 100% true, but you're speaking into existence. Yeah. So that's why I love it.
You're striving for it.
You're striving for it, exactly. So there goes to the next point. Sorry. Direct your actions properly. So I think this right here is a good one for sure, and it goes right in line with, you know, control your perception, because I believe if you can start to control your perception, you can learn to control your actions a lot better.
Yes.
So for when you hear that line, bro, what do you think about control your actions properly? What does it make you think of?
Putting your best foot forward to get where you want to go.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, again, one of the things is like, okay, you can complain, whatever. Everybody has their gripes and, you know, whatever grinds their gears and shit like that, right? But when are you actually going to, in spite of that, when are you actually going to go do something about it to get you to where you aren't complaining anymore? Right. You're just going to complain and give up? What's the point? Then, I mean, honestly, to me, and this is just how I honestly feel, if you're going to do that, just shut the fuck up. Like, if you're not going to do anything about it, stop complaining about it or trying to tell anybody else about it, or, again, getting stuck on the past and, oh, I feel this happened, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fuck what the fuck that happened. What are you going to do in spite of that?
Exactly.
You know, you got to do something towards the goal that you want. And it may not even be something, it may not even stem from something negative or whatever, but let's say, hey, I really want to do pottery. Like, I really want to do that. Okay, well, what are you going to do to step forward to align yourself with that goal that you want? Are you just going to keep wishing upon the star and hopefully, you know, a fucking alien comes down with the whole pottery set and then just gives it to you for free? Hey, I saw what you were thinking. Here you go. No. Like, you got to actually put yourself in position. Oh, if you don't have enough money for it, then, you know, start saving up for it. Oh, you don't know a studio? Look online. Doing those actions to put you to where you want to go.
Exactly. No, that's beautiful because, you know, the first word you said was complaining. And a lot of people don't realize, but complaining is an action.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's doing something. That's speaking. You're throwing out words. You're moving your mouth. So, yes, your complaining is an action, and that's not proper action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not going to do nothing for you. If you want to change something, you need to take a step. You need to do something. Like I said, if you want to save money, you know what I'm saying? What is taking direct your actions properly for saving money? Stop eating fast food. Start a savings account. Make a budget. Take the proper actions to help you get to the goal that you want to be.
Yeah.
You can talk all you want to how you want to lose weight, but talking about losing weight isn't going to do nothing for you, but make you gain more weight, because all you're doing now is complaining how you can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Complaining again is an action. So take the needed steps. Go for that walk. Drink water. No more soda. Add in a vegetable every morning.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, and that's one thing I like to let everybody know. Small actions make a big difference. Like they say, the law of 1%. You know, you change 1% every single day. In 100 days, you change 100% of something. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's a little changes in here, there, and the third, but that adds up to 100% in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? You ate a vegetable, you walk for 10 minutes, and you start listening to something different. And you start doing that every day, and in 100 days, you're going to be a whole new person than what you thought you were.
And I wanted to expand, you said proper actions, and that's where I want to expand a little bit too, is make it meaningful.
Yes.
And again, to bring back some verses and stuff, because this is just popping through my head, thank God. But I believe there's a verse in the Bible where it's let nothing meaningless come out of your mouth, or something along those lines.
Right.
And it's don't speak void. When he says don't speak in vain, this is what he's meaning. Don't speak anything. Go by action. Do something meaningful. And to bring it back to the verse I said earlier, because the pastor was explaining it, he was forget the old things. In another version, it says, do not remember. And I guess remember in the Hebrew text is something along the lines of when you remember something, you are making action towards it, in a sense. And don't make meaningful, or don't make action towards something that doesn't matter. That's you're gonna end up fruitless.
Exactly.
Do something that's gonna build the fruit from you and actually produce something that you want, or what's in line with your goals, or anything of the sort.
Exactly. And thinking is an action.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? That's an action. So like you said, don't dwell on the negative, because you dwelling on the negative, that's not proper action. That's not gonna move you forward. You know what I'm saying? Learn the lesson. Maybe you can dwell on what happened for a second, but not even dwell, reflect.
Yeah.
But don't dwell, because when you dwell and you just sit in that just funk of that negative thing, you're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just sitting yourself in the toilet waiting to be flushed down. And it's no, you need to, process it and move on. You know what I'm saying? Go with proper action. I hurt this person's feelings. What's my proper action after this? Ask for forgiveness, forgive myself, ask God for forgiveness, and let me move on. I can try to repent for what I did, you know what I'm saying? But after some point, I can't keep doing that and keep repenting, because you've been forgiven. You need to move on.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's get those proper actions. Let's make sure we're taking the proper steps where you want to be. You want to be a chef, you can't be a chef watching murder shows. Yeah, I mean, you can. You be a chef of humans. But
that's not legal.
That's not legal, exactly. But you want to be a chef, you need to watch some chops. You need to go read some cookbooks. You need to, do something else. You want to become a football coach? You can't become a football coach watching basketball games all day. You know what I'm saying? You need to watch other football coaches. You need to go watch film. You need to go learn how to communicate with people properly so you can get your point across. You know what I'm saying? So it's take the proper actions. You're not going to go to basketball practice and they're going to teach you how to knit. You know what I'm saying? That's not a proper action to win the game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The proper action is practice, shoot, dribble, run, whatever the case may be.
Do what you need.
Do what you need to get to the goal that you need. But what you're doing is not going to get you to that goal. Then, you possibly need to pull it back. And with that being said, a lot of people say, well, when do I find time to relax? Relaxing is something that helps you get to your goal.
Yeah.
Because you're releasing that stress, you're releasing that factor, you're getting back into that sense of, appreciation for what life is. And that will help you make your goal a little more focused, a little more purposeful.
Purposeful. Yes. I was going to say, I saw this video a week or so ago, and I kind of wanted to bring it up to you, but I forgot. But it was like this video saying how kind of necessary it is, especially in today's society with so much stimulus and things like that, how important it is for you to literally be bored and just rest your mind. Because then like you allow your mind to really incorporate everything that you've been learning and ingesting, all the information, because you can get information overload, and that dead ass like fucking makes your health lower, or doesn't allow you to retain things. You forget more when you allow yourself to shut down and just be bored to inspire more creativity, or just shut down just to reflect, or just really just sit and let it all soak in. Then you can come back a little bit more in the present and more effective at whatever you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Like, that is something you definitely need to just incorporate it, which is why I took this week off. I was like, man,
take it back and relax.
Yeah, take it back and relax.
Yeah, no, and you know what? So like, you know, me, I always say, look at yourself like a computer or robot. You wouldn't go on your computer and try to upload 101 gigabyte files, and then try to run the word processor and try to download the emails and run the spreadsheet at the same time.
No, do it.
You know you wouldn't. Your computer will freeze up. It might process, but it's gonna be really, really slow. And something for me that I learned, if I'm doing too much stuff on my computer, the downloads don't download properly.
Yeah, they don't.
You know, sometimes half a picture, it'll just download something's gonna happen. So how do I make my computer better? I have to reset it. I have to put it in sleep mode. I have to shut it down and let whatever happened in the background, let it process before I start doing more stuff, before I start feeding it more.
Digest one thing at a time.
Digest one thing at a time. You can't just go in the kitchen and keep eating and keep eating and keep eating without letting whatever you ate earlier start to digest, process, and come out your body first.
Right.
Because at some point, you're not going to be able to take it anymore. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to start throwing the crap up. You know what I'm saying? You start getting rid of stuff that you need. You know what I'm saying? The stomach acid, whatever it is. You got to take that break and let the body process and digest everything, you know? And I think that right there leads right into our last statement, or our last quote that they have for us. Willingness to accept what's outside your control. And this right here was still kind of deep to me, because he was saying that you don't control your body. You don't. And I'm sitting here like, I don't control my body. I control the thoughts my thoughts tell my body what I want it to do. But I can't tell my body to dehydrate, to break down the food, to process it, to you know, okay, now it's time to make some shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell my body to do that. It does it all by itself. You know what I'm saying? I have to trust and take care of it, but I can't control it. You know, weather. I can't control weather. You know what I'm saying? I can control what you're thinking right now. I can't control what's gonna happen to the laptop. You know, so it's like you have to have the willingness to accept what's outside your control.
It's funny because it literally just happened when we tried to record on Thursday. When I was like, hey, honestly, this computer's just taking too long to, you know, personally, that's my mistake. I should have did it last night so it could be more prepared today. But hey, fact of the matter, it just wasn't it. So we tried your computer. Okay, well, it wasn't linking with the focus, right? So I was like, okay, well, I mean, rather than being mad about it, let's just try to reschedule for another day.
Exactly.
And we're back on Saturday. Just okay. I came after church,
and I think you just hit the nail on the head. When people can't control something, they get frustrated, and you being frustrated ain't gonna do nothing positive for you, but hurt you more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like prime example. When I go work on cars, there's always seem to be one bolt that doesn't want to let loose. It's always one. It's always fucking one. I hate that shit. It's like, how is this always one bolt? And it's always an opposite bolt too. It's like, it's never, the other side is fine, but this side of the brakes, this one bolt won't come off. So, you know, when I'm feeling good, I'm working on the car, it doesn't stress me at all. I just know I need a little bit more power, but I control my power because I don't want to strip it. And on top of that, this is something I don't know if you ever, last thing I always think of is if I pull too hard and it lets loose, my elbow is still in the motion. I'm gonna hit my elbow on the ground, or my fist is gonna push up and it's gonna scratch the thing. I'm gonna cut my hand on the metal. And that always happens though when I get frustrated. When I'm trying to work on it, it's not working, I start getting frustrated. it'll break loose, but then I hit my elbow on something, I scratch my arm on something, I'm bleeding now.
And now I'm more pissed. And
it was like, I let my frustration get over me. I got my task semi-done, but now I'm mad. I did my goal, but I'm mad now, though. So it's like, did my goal really get accomplished if I'm upset at the time?
See, and it's just kind of weird because it kind of backs into like one of the last episodes that we just did together, where we was talking about, you know, what are the things that you still practice from your childhood and stuff like that. That's the reason why, like, I'm not as clumsy anymore, because, you know, I used to get mad. Clumsy, and then, you know, not watching where I'm stepping and stuff. But I think after when I did martial arts, just the power of control. So I don't know if you ever do it, but like when you ever try to like close the door with just enough force to where, like, when you just let it go or when you push it, it just locks into place. Not a slam or anything, but it just goes perfect. It's that type of stuff. Because I mean, I'm not trying to come off the wrong way or use more force than necessary or under force when I'm more than necessary. I'm trying to get like that sweet spot, and that comes with just having dominion over your body and your thoughts, because then your spirit's able to lead you to where you need to go at the perfect time.
Right, exactly.
But again, that's just only for what you can control.
Exactly. Because if you let go of control and slam it too hard, it'll lock, but it's gonna be loud as hell, and it's gonna be mad, and there's anger behind it. And if you don't push hard enough, then it's not gonna do nothing. You know. But at the end of the day, like you said, you control what you can control.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna control the force, and then I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna control it, and I'm gonna let it go and see what happens. You know, like right now, I'm looking for jobs. You know, and so as I was walking, I was calling my dad a little bit, and I was getting a little frustrated because I know where he wants. I get frustrated because I know his point of view, but it sucks when you're not seeing my point of view. You know, and it's like, you know what? Let me let go. You know, because at the end of the day, all he wants is what's best for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the only way he knows what's best for me is through his mind. You know what I'm saying? Through his mindset, through his history, through his experience.
Right.
So it's like, you know what? Let me let go of control. Ain't no point of trying to be mad or frustrated, trying to argue and nothing like that, and try to change his mindset. Like, no, that's his mindset. Let him have it. I know my mindset. I can hear it. I'll receive it. If I follow it or not, it's my choice. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can control what advice you give to me.
Right.
Or, you know, somebody, it's like kind of like a lot of times, you know, Mom, you've been saying this to me for 10 years. Blah, blah. She gonna keep saying it, bro. You know, like, just let it go. Let go of control. That's part of her favorite statement. That's something that's in her mind and heart all the time. Let her say it and just let go. Like, okay, I hear you. Right. Go from there, you know. So yeah, that's one thing that I think a lot of us need to do, though. Let go of control. Like we talked about earlier with the rain. You know, when the rain comes, you have those two type of people. You have one person that is like, damn, my day is ruined. I hate the rain. The rain is a sad event and motion, and you know, rain is sad to me, and now I'm going to be sad.
But guess what? It was never your day.
It was never your day.
It was just a day.
It was just a day. You can't control the rain, because at the end of the day, the rain is watering all these plants and purifying the air and taking all this smoke and toxins out the air.
So you can still live.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, release that control and be like, thank you for the rain. What can I do while it's raining? You know, maybe I can't go take the walk I wanted to, but maybe I can do an at-home workout. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could, I don't know, do rain art. I have no idea, but you know what I'm saying? There's something you can do, though. You
learn to appreciate.
Yeah, learn to appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Change that perception of it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you take the proper actions and just let go. You know, I'm filling out all these jobs right now. I can control when nobody calls me. You know what I'm saying? I can control when I get hired or anything like that, but what I can control is my thoughts that I know it's gonna be okay. Life is working out for me. What's made for me will appear when it's time. So, you know, let me let go of control of when they call and all that stuff. I can't force it, but in the meantime, let me go help out PJ with his company. Let me go do the podcast. Let me go still do trivia. Let me go do flag football. Let me read. Then we do something in the meantime still, you know, and then what I want will come when it's ready.
100%.
Yeah, so yeah, that's something I've been kind of thinking of. And then this last thought I kind of just want to share. So I've been listening to this other book called Ask and It Is Given by, let me look up the author real quick. This is an amazing book, talk about the power of the mind and, you know, what it is to really ask for what you want, the law of attraction. Esther and Jerry Hicks. So one thing in the book that he says is, which I find beautiful, is what you think about is what you manifest. But before you got into your human body and lost all your memories, you knew that what you think about would manifest, but it would not manifest instantly. There would always be a delay to it. And you knew that before you started. And we kind of knew that when we were younger, because we knew that if we asked for something, my mom was going to bring it, but I had to wait for her to get home.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like we all forget about that, and we want everything to be instant, right now, whatever. So we kind of feel that, well, I asked for a new job and God didn't give it to me yet, so I guess I'm going back to drug dealing. Like, no, bro. You asked for it, it's coming. You have to be patient, though. You can't, like how Joel Osteen says it all the time. When you go to work, God sits back. When you sit back, God goes to work. So it's like you trying to force everything all the time and saying, well, I'm going to get this money either way. Whoop, whoop.
You never let God work.
Yeah, you're not letting him work. And now you out here doing your stuff in your man mindset, and you're not letting the spirit truly take over and guide you to where you want to be. And then you wonder why you keep staying in the same circumstances and doing the same loop-de-loop around and around, because you're not letting go. You're thinking, I have to spin this roller coaster. No, you don't spin the roller coaster. You sit in there, you pull the lap seat down, and you let that ride take you. You enjoy that ride, up, down, loop-de-loop, left, back. You know, like...
Your job was getting in the cart.
Your car was getting in the cart, and you already did that by being born.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's just let the ride go. Let the ride go. You know what I'm saying? Control what you think. Is the ride scary or is it fun? Choose fun. You know what I'm saying? Take the proper actions. Don't throw your hands up in the air when you see the bar coming right to your left-hand side so you don't lose your arm, and, you know what I'm saying, follow the instructions that these people tell you to do. Take the proper actions and then let go. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the coaster. Enjoy the views. Enjoy whatever the hell it may bring, you know, but enjoy it. So, yeah, that's kind of been my thoughts the last few days, definitely with this book I've been reading, so.
I mean, that's kind of how I've been feeling just going back to school and everything, because it's like, well, it's like it's more of acknowledging the fact that I am taking the steps towards where I want to be, but again, it's not going to come here any faster. Mm-hmm. I can only take it week by week, day by day.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, now since I need to remember and understand that I'm already stepping in my purpose towards where I need to be, well, let him do his job. What do I like to do while resting now? I like to play video games. I like to just chill, stuff like that. Well, let me just go back to doing that when it's time for me to do that. And when it's time for me to work, it's time for me to work.
Exactly.
And learning to switch back in the flow type of state. So I definitely know what you mean. And it's just kind of jarring because it makes you feel like you aren't doing anything. But, bro, there's, like I said earlier, there's a benefit to not doing anything and being bored or just literally resting. It allows you to allows God to do his thing, but it also allows you to just absorb everything that you've went through and internalize it into your being.
Right, exactly. No, for real. And that's something that, as you were talking, this thought of school popped in my mind. And I'll never forget, we had one professor where she releases all your assignments right now. All your assignments. You can really jump in and go do them. And originally, I used to try to be like that. Oh, let me get in and try to get all these assignments done. But then you start to realize that as farther you go, you don't understand what's happening no more because you're rushing to learn something that hasn't even been available to you yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm rushing to try to complete something that's not available to me yet. And it's like, I need to sit back and take the classes one day at a time. When the assignment comes, do the assignment, and then wait until the next one. But me trying to rush and do all my assignments now so I can have smooth, easy sailing, it ain't gonna work because what happens? Shit, you did that whole paper wrong, and now you have to go back and redo that assignment because you thought you did it the right way, but you did it before instruction.
Right.
You just moved and you just jumped. So, yeah, that's kind of something I've been thinking about too. Like, day by day, bro, go through the class. The life is a class. It's a lesson. You're here to learn continuously every single day. So it's like you can prepare yourself, but a lot of stuff you're not gonna figure out until the time comes. You know what I'm saying? You're not even gonna think about that. You have to figure it out until the time comes. So yeah, just do what you can, control your perspective, and know that whatever comes your way, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it because you made it before. You're gonna make it again. So
as always,
as always, brother. As always. So I was wondering. So I guess based off the topics we had today, where are you still swimming to, bro? when it comes to controlling your perception, directing your proper actions, and willingness to keep what is outside your control. Willingness to accept what is outside your control.
I would just say more so in relation with myself, like having a good perception of myself, and having faith in that I am a good person that warrants the relationships that I do have around me, with all of my peers and family and loved ones, and understanding even within that I don't have complete control over any of that at the same time. If some things go, then that's just how some things go. And then also understanding that I'm changing. And I'm not going to be the same person that I was yesterday. There isn't any standard of myself that I need to upkeep.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be the same person 10 years from now, and I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago.
Right.
So, doing my best to help this world and the people around me as much as I can, but also just being along for the ride and being more comfortable with that as best as I can.
Right.
Given that life is always going to throw something at me.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah.
No, I agree. I'm on your same level, just like you said, getting comfortable with the roller coaster we're on. Like you said, my thing is I let little things upset me. And that's what I'm really trying to do, is learn to, control my perception, understand that if it's negative thought, it's 9 out of 10 times it's because of me. And it's me causing the negative thought. The person didn't do anything to cause it. Maybe they did an action that I'm sure they weren't aware of, but just that action is what caused me to feel negative thought. And a lot of that is part because of my inner child, my negative perceptions, the whole, I wouldn't treat people the way you treat me. I have to let all that go and understand that nobody else is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one out here like me. We have some of the traits, but you're not me though.
Right.
So, and that's why I'm just really trying to understand my uniqueness is precious. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be like the others. Don't feel that, sometimes, like I say, I've been hanging out with PJ and I listen to him talk and I'm like, man, how the hell do you find all this information? You got knowledge on everything. But at the same time, he's different than I am, because I'll give him insight in another way. He'll be like, man, I never thought about that way. And I'll be like, well, that's how I think though.
Yeah.
So it's like, be fine with my uniqueness and just control my thoughts, actions, and reactions. That's all I truly got in this world.
Right.
So, yeah. Do you have a quote you'd like to leave with us today?
So I need to remember it. I wrote it down. Let me see if it's in my bag.
And then while he's doing that, make sure you guys go ahead and check out the live podcast we got coming soon. We have the amazing class as well from Mr. Adam from Adam Mentors, Unlock Your Bliss Weekend. He's really going to help you, learn how to understand your emotions, learn about your human design, learn about your open channels, and, really help you think, to help you understand yourself as he does so well all the time. So please make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be a 3-day seminar starting from Friday, Saturday to Sunday. Friday is only going to be a few hours. Saturday is a long day, and then Sunday is usually a review / your opportunity to really ask questions and really get to know the speaker in a better way that you couldn't do the day before. So yes, check that out. And as well, after all that classes, we will have a podcast interview with Mr. Adam with some amazing questions so we continue to learn some more. So please make sure you guys check that out. And with that being said, back to Mr. Donald's quote.
It was kind of just a thought. I was thinking about making a poem for it, but I just haven't went into that mind state for it yet. But essentially what popped into my mind was, I will no longer allow anybody to shame me for my past, and I will no longer let anybody make me fearful of my future.
Oh, beautiful.
Including myself.
Beautiful.
And I feel like that just kind of pushes more of a perception and a focus on the present moment. And then just also, again, letting go of that baggage. So I'm not going to focus on the former things anymore. And I can't control the future. So, why am I afraid of it if I can't control it in the first place?
Right.
Let me just adapt and go, and then control the things that I can to make my path as probable as possible for what I want to do.
No, I agree. And I think the best thing you said right there was, yes, we're not going to let others, but I'm not going to stop myself either.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is self. You have the fear of what can possibly happen that will stop you from becoming the best self you can possibly be. So let that fear go, and don't let it stop you. I love it. So a quote that I had was something I actually wrote the other day, and I'm not sure if it fits, but we're going to see if it works. So the quote I created the other day was, I complain that I need change, but when change comes, I don't change with the change and therefore never change. So I kind of, so it kind of came to me, and I was like, we always talk about we want change. I want a new car. I want a new house. I want more money, blah, blah, blah. But then when the opportunities for change come, you lose your job, you get the raise or the opportunities to serve in a different way than you usually do. You're scared to do it. You're scared to change and become the new person. So because you're scared to take that opportunity or to change what you need to change, you never change. And then you're mad that you never change, Which is a terrible cycle. So that's like really what I've been focusing on. I need to change because my goal right now is to get into alignment with my God-given purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what it may be. I'm going to trust the signs that come to me that let me know turn this way, turn that way. But I just know that either way I need to change so I can make sure that I reach the purpose that I am meant to be here for. You know what I'm saying? So I can reach that sense of fulfillment. And the only way I can get that sense, though, is to change and to flow and
control the things you can.
Control the things I can, let go of what I can, and take proper action. Yeah. And that's honestly it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that quote applies to a lot of people nowadays too.
A lot of people. Yeah. A lot of people.
It's just like with the simple thought of like, you want that raise or you want this money in that car. Well, do you understand what comes with that? And then are you willing to change yourself to accommodate that life that you wanted to live in the first place?
Exactly. You want that raise, but are you willing to work those extra hours?
That part.
You know what I'm saying? You want that new car, but you willing to pay the extra payment? If you're not willing to change, you're not gonna get what you want.
And that's okay if that's the case.
Yeah, that's okay. If you fine with that, cool.
If you're fine with that, that's fine. But if you're not, then hey, there's either option A or option B. You're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. Or you're gonna be happy with it or you're not gonna be happy with it. But I mean, out of those, I would probably assume that you would either want to do it or you better be happy with it. So if you want to live a happier life, if that's your goal, you know what I mean? So
Beautiful. And then I'm gonna end it with a book or a YouTube video everybody can go look up. It's called Who Stole My Cheese? I'm gonna give you guys a brief summary of it. Pretty much these mice were living in like a super epic maze, and the part of the maze they were sleeping at, it had a whole bunch of cheese there, and every single day they wake up the cheese will come. One day the cheese didn't come, and they had to make a choice. Do we sit here and pray that the cheese continues to come, or do we go out and look for our cheese? So one mouse decided, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here and wait for the cheese to come because I'm afraid of change. I don't want to move. The other mouse said, F it, I'm gonna go find me some cheese. So yes, he started running and he wasn't finding it, but he was like, I'm gonna keep running and finding it. Long story short, as he's running, he grew more confident in himself, more confident in that he's on the right path, everything's gonna be okay. And then he found his cheese. And it was so much cheese that he didn't know what to do with it. And it was a whole bunch. It wasn't just cheddar, which he was used to eating. Now it's Swiss, mozzarella, provolone. He got all these different types of cheese he's never had before. And the only way he was able to do that was, he changed his mindset. He took proper action. And then he understood what he could control. I can't control if there's cheese here or not, but I can continue to go looking. And I know that me being on this journey, I'm going to get a positive outcome. So let me keep taking a step.
In some way.
And he found his cheese, and then when he found his cheese, he did what he had to do to make sure he keeps his cheese. You know what I'm saying? And protect himself for next time. So if the situation does appear again, he's already prepared now. So it's like, yeah, you have it. You can do it. You can do it. You can change. You can grow. You can be the best version of yourself no matter what. So yeah, I trust. You got it. You got this. You got this. Yes. But anything else you want to leave us with, bro?
No, I was gonna say just keep swimming on that part, and like to continue with all of those affirmations you just said. Like,
just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Yeah, amen to that. So just keep swimming. So everybody out there listening today, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, we'll be make sure you guys check out the Adam class if you guys got the opportunity. It's going to take place on January 26th through January 28th with the live podcast recording taking place on January 28th after the end of the class with a small review and some amazing questions I want to ask this amazing guy. Also, go get your Audible book if you haven't listened to it yet. I gave you guys a great example again today. Please go check it out. Asking is Given. Amazing, amazing book. Mr. 1-3, any works in the projects? Any projects in the works? Sorry.
No. Keep it a buck. No. Just
taking it all in right now.
Yeah. I'm not in the creative space yet.
Okay.
At the moment, but at some point I've been listening to a different type of genre, like dreamcore, drum and bass and stuff like that. Just getting more ideas and expanding my knowledge or my perception and knowledge of different types of music that may or may not influence me on my future projects. So.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's the main thing though right now. Go out and see what else is out there and then come back and see how it works for you. So I love it. So with everybody out there listening, hope you guys had a marvelous day, a splendid afternoon, a blissful evening, and remember to just keep swimming. Yes, sir.